98.7 WMMS.
She's chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. She's chopping broccoli. Chopping broccoli. She's chopping broccoli. She's chopping broccoli. She's chopping.
Oh, Phil Hartman in that sketch, too. He was the record exec. Remember the chopping broccoli bit?
Oh, yeah.
It was a classic Dana Carvey SNL bit. And in true Saturday Night Live fashion, they tried going back to that well. Well, the plan was to go back to that well a handful of times, but they found out pretty quickly it was kind of lightning in a bottle. I think they did it one other time. And Dana Carvey playing the British songwriter who had to come up with a song on the spot. And it didn't do nearly as well. So it was just kind of Sigourney Weaver was the host that week. Anyway, I was thinking about that song because this girl has been going around on TikTok. This is an Australian woman. And people were scratching their heads wondering if maybe they were doing something wrong when she was talking about picking out fruits and vegetables and how she pronounces broccoli. Had you seen this video?
No. Today I bought some broccoli, and you pay for broccoli per head, not per kilo, and I got this.
Broccoli, right?
Broccoli.
So she's Australian, so they pronounce everything wrong. No is pronounced nar, and broccoli, according to this woman.
Per head, not per kilo, and I got this tiny little thing, and I usually get a massive, big head of broccoli when I buy it myself.
What?
Oh, I love it. Broccoli.
Do they all say that or just her?
I mean, I guess Australians say that's how a lot of people there used to say it, and some people still do. I mean, broccoli, it's an Italian word, and that's how it was pronounced. But she was saying broccoli, and, you know, obviously because TikTok, not confined to Australia. So people in other countries watching it and saying, what the hell is going on here? But, you know, I look at it like, hey, you've learned something new about another culture. But she sounds awfully young to be taking an old-timey pronunciation of it. Broccoli. But maybe we can get that going here. I've never heard Ozzie Mayer use the word broccoli, but I would imagine that if it did.
Ozzie Mayer doesn't eat vegetables.
Well, that's what it is.
I'm
No
on a
vegetables.
I'm on a keto diet, so it's just meat and cheese.
Butter.
And beer and butter. Yeah. I don't mess with broccoli or asparagus or cantaloupe.
Right. Nothing in the cabbage family, I guess, as it were.
None of it.
Wow. All right. Well, there you go. So we've got one Aussie pronouncing it one way and one pronouncing it another way. I heard from Nick, one of our bureau chiefs in Virginia. He said you guys were talking about coupon or coupon. He said both pronunciations are correct in English, but the word comes from a French word. So I've always been team coupon. Coupe would be the French word, to cut. Also, Poundcake Bill and Mary are really gross with their whole licking the coupon thing. Well, that's for you to decide.
Scissors.
That's for you to decide, dear listener. But I had never heard of that before. Before you guys brought it to my attention.
Tries.
Right.
I'm not handing them a wet coupon.
What if you're in your car getting ready to go in and you go, oh, God, I'm going in this very thing I'm going to get. I've forgotten I've got a coupon
Most
for
of the time now they just scan a barcode anyway. So
that's what I was
going to
say. This probably is a moot point now.
This is like old-timey conversation, really.
Well, but you still get the mailer. I still get a Meyer
right,
mailer
but
because
you get the mailer, but they can still just take you hand them whatever, and they'll scan it and then they throw it away because it's a one-time use coupon or yeah.
It's
not.
So you guys used to lick the coupons.
I haven't done that in a long time because I
That's
haven't
like
needed
way
to.
old,
Yeah.
This is what you were talking about.
This is
when we
something
were
I did when I was a
kids.
kid. Yeah.
That's why I was surprised I hadn't heard of it. Because I was alive
Well, you
when
were
you
never
were
a kid.
I was alive when you were a kid,
Right,
though.
but you were an adult child.
Well, and I also wasn't in charge of the coupons in my parents' house. My mom was in charge of those. She had the tiny accordion envelope for coupons when she would use them. I think my mom felt very hinky about coupons. But anyway, there you go. There's also a place that they asked a guy to sign a waiver because he ordered a burger cooked medium well. I'm sorry, he wanted a medium burger. This was in Toronto. A restaurant asked a guy to sign a waiver because they didn't want to get into any kind of trouble whatsoever if he got sick from what he ordered.
He didn't order it rare.
He ordered a burger. Well, maybe I'm misreading this. He ordered a hamburger medium done. That's less than medium? Like the meat's not blue, but
I don't know.
Medium done. And this is the problem, I think, is that this is a restaurant in the Toronto airport. And because they don't want anyone getting sick, a lot of these places do this. They beat the piss out of their whatever they're cooking. So when it gets to you, so this restaurant goes, well, we only do our burgers well done. So it comes out looking like a puck because these places don't want any kind of liability whatsoever, especially when people are going through the airport, right? You're not getting a Michelin star experience, and you're not going to get sick from a medium burger.
No.
But if the cook back there is very unsure of their work, I'd probably rather go somewhere else. And of course, I think the guy overreacted because he said the waiter, and I paid for it. I signed the release form and I paid for it, but I couldn't bring myself to eat it. Like, okay, well, you just gave the money for food you didn't eat. But the Hilton restaurant at the Toronto airport, maybe you're somebody who flies there with some kind of frequency. And you go, man, I'm peckish. I could really go for a hamburger. Make it moo. Tell me if it had parents. And they go, anything that you want undercooked, which, by the way, anything less than well done is not undercooked. And that if he wanted this, he'd have to sign their release form. And so I ordered my medium burger, and the waiter didn't say anything about it. And brought it back, and it looked awesome. He brought me a release form. Said that he had to sign it, but then he lost his appetite and left without eating after taking one bite. I'm getting a lot of mixed signals from this guy, by the way. He goes, I took a bite and it was great, but then I couldn't eat anymore because the waiver just really threw me off.
Okay.
Did it?
You're allergic to waivers?
Could I have my waiter well done, please, or my waiver well done? There's a lot going on here. But again, a lot of these places, they don't want, especially a restaurant with, it's an airport. You get a lot of people from a lot of different places. You're in, you're out. You know, most restaurant airports, that's how they're cooking the stuff. You're not going in there. You're trying to get your flight.
Right.
Nobody's going in there going,
this is going to be the best move. You're going in there. You're like, okay, I'm going to overpay for some food. It's going to be mediocre. That's what happens when you eat at the airport.
Yeah.
That's what we've all signed up for.
$27 chicken fingers.
What we all deal with. It sucks. It's just part of it. Stop acting like this meal is the most important meal you've ever had.
So this guy, he said, I tried to be nice, so I paid and I left, but I couldn't eat it. How could you sign a form like this and still eat it? This is a guy who doesn't sound like he has a lot of
this guy has so much
hardship in his
time
life.
going on,
Yeah.
like so much time to just be worried about a bad burger.
They were saying that it's not something that you often see in Canada, a waiver at a restaurant. It's not something you see anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah.
But
unless it's like one of those really hot, they're famous for hot wings or something, when they're like, hey, if your stomach explodes from eating this, you can't sue us.
well, I also guess that they don't do and I've never, I guess, paid attention when we've been up there, but I guess they don't put things on Canadian menus that are as specific. You know, here it'll say, hey, albeit in fine print, but most menus here go, hey, this has got X in it. Be careful. Hey, like the waivers on the menu, right? Undercooked meat.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Exactly. Like, yeah,
They don't do that in Canada.
disclaimer they have on there.
You got to get that fine print on the bottom of the menu. Although fewer and fewer places are printing up menus too, so you'll be on your phone.
and said, by reading this menu, you can't sue us. By
Well,
opening this link.
Yeah, I didn't realize how widely reviled the QR code menus are because
Yeah,
there was
people
a
hate
I
those.
don't like them.
there was a thing about thank God QR code menus seem to be going away. Well, during
can't stand
COVID, it seemed to really blow up because people were like they didn't want to be handling menus that other people had. I never saw them as a particularly. I don't have a problem with QR menus. Everybody's on their goddamn phone all the time anyway. That's the one time they don't want to be on their phones.
Dude, just in the 3 weeks that I've been here in New York, there are so many places where you have zero cell phone reception inside these restaurants because it's all just concrete buildings or it's about basements or whatever. And they're like, you have to scan the QR code. I'm like,
I
I
see.
physically cannot bring up your menu.
But they don't
So,
have
like-
Wi-Fi. They don't give you the Wi-Fi password or anything like
No,
that.
this just happened to me on Thursday. I was at a show that was in the basement of like a vegan place, a vegan Szechuan restaurant, and they had QR codes on the table, and nobody could get it to load because we were in the basement, and they were like, sorry, we don't have like Wi-Fi that everyone can use. And so it's like, so how are we supposed to order then? 'Cause
Well,
they
yeah.
didn't
What was
have-
their answer to that? That seemed to be pretty important to you moving to your business model as a
girl-
restaurant.
I just told the girl, I was like, honestly, I'm just looking for a snack, and she just recommended a couple things to me. So I don't know if she was doing that for everybody, but it was super annoying.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm very much in the camp of paper menus, 100%.
I mean, I prefer a paper menu,
I
but
like
these
them
people
be
that are like,
glass.
a glass menu. I like when the menu is just an iPad and everyone gets their own iPad.
I like when it's a tablet, a chiseled
It's
stone
carved
tablet.
into the. Yep.
And everybody gets their own, and they weigh between
Menus are so
30 and,
heavy.
30 and 40 pounds.
Yeah.
And then you all hand them back to the waitress, and they can barely hold them up.
Yeah, the QR menu, like it's not. I don't know. Some people get really,
I'm
really
with Mary on the fact
inflamed
that
over
if
it.
they don't have Wi-Fi and you have no reception, then that makes no sense to have a QR menu. That's
Right.
super
Right.
annoying.
It's very annoying.
I don't mind it if it's easy to use. That's fine. But if you have a QR menu and I can't pull it up on my phone, then it kind of defeats the purpose.
See, if I know I'm going somewhere though, I always prep beforehand.
I mean, yeah.
I go online and see what I want to order. But if you end up just walking in somewhere, I get that. Like, you're not going to know. You go, hey, what do you have here at this vegan Szechuan restaurant?
Yeah, exactly. God, give me some kind of dumpling. I don't know.
We've got a lot of broccoli, a lot of steamed broccoli in here.
Sick of the broccoli. I want the broccoli truth.
Yeah, you can't handle the broccoli truth. No, I will always, if there's a place I've never gone before, I'll always get online and look at the menu. Because that way I'm not wasting the server's time either. They go, do you know what you'd like? I go, yes, I do.
I'm just a fat piece of crap, and I can't wait to order, and I don't want to waste my time. Be like, all right, here's my drinks, here's my order. Let's chop. Let's get it going.
You're not even
I'm
seated yet. You're
I'm
waiting.
not here for the company. I'm here for the food.
Yeah, you're waiting at the hostess stand. You're like, I already know what I want. Can I just... That way it'll be ready when I get seated? Is that cool?
Works for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's some food news there for you. Marriott, by the way, her timing terrible as they're putting a brand new Chipotle in Berea, Ohio.
No, they tore down the subway and they like part of the Mark's parking lot. It's been a big ordeal in Berea. It's a big deal to get a Chipotle there.
This is a big deal.
The closest one is like all the way down Bagley and Middleburg Heights. And
Yeah.
it's a pain in the ass because you have to turn out. If you want to go back toward Berea, you have to either turn right and go around the block or turn left on the main street right off the highway.
So this is a
So
big
this
deal
is-
there.
This is a big deal.
They're going to have a drive-through.
Are they really?
It's called a Chipotle lane.
Nice.
That's their drive-through pickup lane. Yeah. If you
You
got
can get, depending on your lifestyle, Chipotle has a lot of different lifestyle goals right now to keep you on track with your health goals.
You mean
So-
like, for instance, if you were watching your macros?
Yeah, you could
Oh.
do the macro bowl. You could do a keto bowl. They have so
Wow.
many different kinds of plant-powered bowl.
Huh.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of broccoli in there.
A lot of broccoli.
Wow. Yeah, well, take that, Mary. You up and move, and they're putting a Chipotle in Berea.
Where am I going to find a Chipotle in New York City?
Not that they have any in Astoria. There's probably one or two in Astoria.
I'd say
Probably
so.
don't even have to cross the river.
One right next to the train, actually.
Oh.
You could pick up a keto bowl and get right on the train. You could funk up the
Macro
train car.
bowl. Idiot.
You could funk up the train car with your
Doesn't listen,
macro bowl.
Doesn't listen to the commercials.
What if I'm not that hungry? Do they have micro bowls?
They have anything you want, Alan. You can get one taco. if
That
you'd
seems
like.
unlikely.
You can get one rice.
one grain.
One rice.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to need a pair of chopsticks, and that's going to become evident why I need that in a second. Could I get 3 grains of rice, please? And a giant head of broccoli.
Hey guys, great show. I particularly love Poundcake's duality of man. He will not do an OnlyFans, but he would have a testicular surgery open to the public online for everybody to watch for his long balls. Come on.
Interesting.
What's he? He's saying that Poundcake wouldn't do an OnlyFans, but he would live stream his. Because Poundcake, we found out, has long balls, and so if he's going to get a scrotectomy or whatever, that you would live stream that.
I said if I were to get surgery to get it like tightened up,
Yeah.
I would live stream. But yeah, that's science. I'm not getting aroused. I'm not doing that. That's not sexual. I feel like if I was if I was a transgender and I wanted to get like the bottom surgery, I think they call it, I would probably live stream that too for people so people can know what they're dealing with. I don't think there's anything wrong with that for science. Even if it was like nudity, I would pose nude for art. But I just don't want to be doing anything sexual.
So
that's very different.
So in just kind of a non in a non-exploitative sense, perhaps.
I mean, I'm sure people can exploit it somehow. If you put it on YouTube or put it on a certain website and they make money off of it, that's one thing. But I feel like I wouldn't like tossing off as much if I had to do it for money. You know?
Well, most things aren't as fun if you're doing them for money.
Some people really love doing OnlyFans, or they get like the rush of people watching them. I don't know if that's my style. And also,
You're not an exhibitionist.
I am, but just with no cameras around.
What?
Like
he wants to do it live. If there's people watching him live, that's fine. But he doesn't want
correct. I don't need live receipts. Like I don't need people recording stuff.
He wants the bags like they have for Chappelle and
the Yonder bags.
Yonder
you want
bags.
the Yonder
Yeah,
bags.
If you're watching Poundcake perform live, he's gonna give himself a little loving, but you are not filming it.
And I thought I said I wouldn't necessarily have a problem with OnlyFans if it didn't come with a certain shame attached to it. Like some people, to each his own. Like their families don't care that they do OnlyFans. If anything, they would commend it. But I think my mom would be embarrassed. And I know I'm too old to care about what my mom thinks, but I do. I care about embarrassing my mother.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Shaming her. And
I think if you made a bunch of money, she'd be like, I am so proud of you.
Yeah, look at my successful son.
I have nieces and nephews, and I don't want them growing up and people like, is your
Again,
uncle Poundcake? And then they send,
But how often do you think that happens?
I don't know.
I don't think it happens very much at all. I don't think people care. I don't think people talk about that stuff very much. And also, if you are making the money that you think you would make, I think it would forgive all that stuff.
Well, I don't know. I guess we'll figure out in the next couple of months if I don't get another job. And,
We're gonna find out right quick.
Yeah, so
he doesn't need the money enough yet.
We'll see how desperate I get. But I don't think I would go the OnlyFans route. I did make a Cameo though. I don't know if it's up and running. I created a profile, but you guys all have Cameo. Does it have to go through like a review period or something? Like when you create your profile?
I don't recall that.
Okay, because like I made something and then I hit save and then it all like went away. So I was like, oh, maybe it's under review like Grindr.
Maybe, maybe. I started mine quite a while ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't remember how it went, but
yeah. So we'll see. You might see some. Well, never mind.
Oh boy.
I was gonna say you might see something if things don't clear up here soon.
Have you applied for other jobs yet?
Yeah, a bunch.
Oh, you just made a mess.
Nothing's come up.
Well, I guess my friend told me, she was like, it might take like a month or two. I was like, a month or two? I was like, when I got my morning job, like I interviewed and then I was like starting like the next week. I guess I've been out of the game for a while and I forgot how long it takes to like find a job.
Yeah, that's why you got to get right on it.
I mean, I did get right on it. I didn't have a car, so it was no point in interviewing because I couldn't get anywhere. So as soon as I got my car back, I was applying. So,
Mr. Brown, do you? Is there anything you'd like to let us know that might prohibit you doing it? I don't have a car right now. I hope that's not a big deal. There are plenty of people that don't have cars. They still get around.
especially if I'm making a tight deadline, doing something before the show, and then having to be here, right before 2.
Yeah, Poundcake got in here early today. He was here like 5 to 1.
Oh, I didn't eat anything, so I had to go. I had to get some lunch. I went over to Balance.
Oh, boy. And I hate when they make you pay at the table with that stupid tablet.
Now that I don't like.
I love that. When you can pay right there, they give you the little thing.
Because
otherwise they give you the little folder, and then you put your card in it, and then there's 15 more minutes before they come back around. Let me pay at the table. I love that.
I mean, I do like it because you can split the bill in front of everybody.
The more tech, the better when you're out eating.
There are ones, because I did go to, now that I think about it, I went to Olive Garden with a buddy of mine, and they had the one where you can just pay there, and you can split it right down the middle.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was actually pretty cool.
Love it.
Some of them I feel like it's a pain in the ass, though. Like, they don't have the technology where you can divvy it up. If they had the ones where you can divvy it up, that's fine.
I guess I don't find myself in a lot of divvying situations.
Well, it's because you're a millionaire.
You know me.
So you got to pay for everything.
Alan, the joke's on Poundcake. I find testicular surgery incredibly arousing. How do you like that?
Well, it's not my fault what you find arousing. Some people do get aroused by looking at naked people paint. Like when they paint naked people, they have like a nude model. Some people can just find the human body sexy. So I can't control that. But if I'm physically trying to make you aroused by,
doing stuff,
like stroking myself or
Clarence Carter,
inserting things or like doing like sex toy reviews. After a while, I'm like, all right, well, you got to keep ratcheting it up. Like everything, as you said.
Put the ratchet in ratcheting it up.
Because people, attention spans are like that, and they'll get bored. They're like, oh, you did another toy review. Look at it. Oh, he's probably getting all, loose now. And like, you got to up it. So I'm like, oh, I already did like a sex tape this week. The next week, I got to do like an orgy. And then people are going to have me hoisted up and blindfolded and handcuffed, and before you know it,
people want more and more and more. They get desensitized.
That's what I'm saying. I can't do. I enjoy being nasty as it is right now. I don't want to do that for money. For money?
I mean, that's the best reason to do anything.
I want to do it for love, for pleasure.
For love. I want to do OnlyFans for love. The love of money.
No, I want to do the pleasure.
For the love of the game. All right. I'm going to break. I will have another $1,000 for you coming up at 4:30, so listen for each and every one of those keywords to grab the money from the Buzzard bookie. If you want to go see comedian Rob Schneider, he is coming through in a matter of weeks to do MGM Northfield Park, so I'll have a pair of tickets for you to see him next.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app or whatever smart device you have.
Just tell me to play the Alan Cox Show on iHeartRadio.
From the Mr. Hero.
I crave the hero.